So yay, Shyla. You rocked it with 9 grand last month in volume. You had like 8 personals in January, someone else on your team had 8 in January. Lots of those people you got into beauty use for February. What was your February recruiting like?
I had 3. Wasn't great, but.
Okay. Yeah. And do you have any team recruits? Like people that recruited other than you on your team?
Yeah, Julia had 1, maybe 2. No, she had 1 in February, and then one of my I signed up in February also got. She also got 1, so that's 3, and then one of my recruits from February, or one of my recruits from February got 1 this month. So in February, I think there was like 3 or 4 added.
Other than you, okay, fantastic, fantastic, and you got your 3 in. Awesome. And you're doing your 1,500 plus in sales each month. Like, is that kind of coming together for you for selling?
Sales this month a little harder. But I'm trying. That's what my goal is, to get at least 1,500, and then the 3 recruits is kind of my. Yeah. I had a spa last Friday, and a lot of girls didn't show up, so it was a little bit harder. But the girl that was there, that was interested, ended up. I recruited her, and she's already got like her qualifying order. I just have to do the beauty this weekend.
Nice.
So I kind of had to bite the bullet whether I wanted to take the sales or recruit. So, but you can't really pass up the 2 qualifying for 1. So
exactly, right? Exactly. And are you going for the trip?
I would like to get the trip. It's not a motivating, like trips aren't really a motivating factor for me. Like if I'm going to go somewhere, I would rather go to like my family's house or go visit family. So trips aren't huge motivators for me. It's more the, like, just to be director is kind of my motivating factor at this point.
Yeah, because you want to really you want to replace the job that you have right now, right? Or you want to make a certain amount. Tell me again what your big why is.
My why is I don't have a job. Well, I do. Beauty control is my full time. I don't want to pay daycare, so that was my why originally. Yeah. And then my husband was laid off work in February, so this is kind of our income right now.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Now tell me about your calendar. Now, hi Alicia, I know you're on mute, so I just want to say I see you on the screen there.
I'm here.
Yay. Okay. Awesome. So tell me about your calendars, Shyla and Alicia. What do you got for March? What does your calendars look like for March for spas and one-on-ones? Tell me some good news. I want to hear.
I don't really have any good news yet. I am struggling to get spas this month. I did a thing on my Facebook trying to get some new faces. Normally I have a pretty full calendar, and this month seems hard to fill for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on. I started redoing my Frank list again last night, so I have to reach out to those people and just kind of see who's where and if they want to do anything. I did watch a thing Kelly Bratton did at Leadership with about 30 faces. And I think I'd like to try and do something, a challenge to get, so today's the 9th, right? Or the 10th. Anyway, the rest of the month, try and get one person between each day to try and get them in, try and get that many people in before the end of the month.
And do you mean by getting that many people in, meaning just seeing that many people, recruiting, selling, like a mixture, or?
To get at least that many one-on-ones at least. If I can get spas out of that, great, and then I add that many more people. But I'd like to try and get 20 people, whether it's recruiting, selling, or just get the product on their face.
Right. Perfect. And that's good, Shyla. So if you look at the base model of our success formula, like 2 spas a week gets you in front of an average of 6 people, right? 6 people at a spa times 2 times 4 weeks is 48 people. So 50 people is kind of 50 faces is kind of the success model of a director. And like, that's why you want to build towards that spas, because you can get in front of 4, 5, 6 faces, right? But I like where you're at now going, okay, I don't have the spas. I'm going through my Frank list, so that how can I just get in front of a person a day? And then that will expand to get you to where you can be like, okay, now I'm booking from that, or, sorry, this light thing drives me crazy. So I'm like always flashing, right? But I love it because you can control that, right? And then going through your Frank list was really smart. So I do that once a year when I'm wanting to break out. Then from there, really looking at what dates is booking spas at your house an option, Shyla?
It probably could be if I did it on the right day and like at the right time, but my boys are here and they're 6 and 2, so it's kind of hard to do anything during the day because they're here and they're haywire. And nighttime they're obviously in bed, and it's not a huge house, so it's kind of hard. They're pretty heavy sleepers, but a friend of mine usually is pretty good about me letting me use her house, so I'm going to talk to her and see if there's one I can get in to just do at toward the end of the month.
So yeah, if you kind of strategize, Shyla, if you kind of go, okay, I have all my lists and I love the writing out of your Frank list. See if you can add another 10 or 20 names today. Even people like, I don't know their name, but I see them often at the grocery store, or like those kind of familiar people. And even do the game of like, you can do this with your teammates too. Like, okay, who do I know that has red hair right now? Who do I know that has green shoes? What about someone who just lost a tooth? Anyone, like just weird random things you can, because that'll jog more people. Then when you have your list, if you can then have like 2 or 3 dates that you can host, like at your friend's house, or even if it's 2, or 1 at your house and 2 at your friends or whatever, and then you can start calling. And then you have your other dates that you can do whenever, right? You have all your dates in front of you. And then if you have a no, like to a spa, then you can go, hey, great, I'm hosting these 2 different spas. You can just come and show up and be pampered. Bring a friend if you want. Then you can start booking those 2 or 3 dates that you're having at your house. And then if they say no to that, then you book a one-on-one, like for 15 minutes or half, right? So it's just not an all or nothing when you start calling, Shyla. Then it's like you have all these names. You kind of go for the spa. If you don't get the spa, great. They can come to a spa, be pampered, bring a friend. And then if that still's not good, then you're really good at just, hey, let me come and just do a mini facial and a hand scrub for you for 15 minutes at your workplace. And you get a quick one-on-one with everybody. But you booked a spa more likely, or you get them into a group spa situation, so you're maximizing your time. So you probably, with that strategy, could take you from getting in front of 30 people this month to getting in front of 50 people this month. So it would just get you in front of another 20 people by being a little bit more strategic with your phoning and having that plan in place. So, and then as soon as you get in front of 50 people, you up your odds to recruit, you up your odds to sell, to book more, right? It just gives you another 20 opportunities. So, sweet. Okay, I love it. So why don't you go for that? Alicia's calendar, I know she's doing a lot of phoning with her big trade show. So Alicia, could you take the strategy I just put in place, see if you can get in front of 50, and then we'll do this challenge maybe between you and Shyla to see who can get in front of the most faces this month, right? And to see if we can get in front of each 30, 40, or 50 faces this month. What are your thoughts, Alicia?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the trade show I did was huge. It was actually a table it was last minute, very last minute, asked to do it. It was 300 attendees, but it was at a conference. So it's like, imagine only 300 people at our beauty control conference. And then there's a couple tables in, the hallways. So they're not, some are looking and some are just so focused and drained from listening to all the speakers and stuff. So I did get a good number of leads, and I called another one this morning and booked her actually this evening. So
Yay! I love it. Great.
Yeah, so I'm going to go tonight, and she's going to have 1 or 2 friends join her.
Perfect.
I don't know if she really understood what I was talking about, but I explained it a few times, so hopefully she knows what she's in for.
Love it.
And then I've got a one-on-one next Tuesday morning for a potential recruit who I've kind of posted this thing on a few Facebook groups about the $99 case with the free $99 TFF Extreme. And she was interested, but then as we were talking through Facebook, she goes, I'm kind of skeptical. And I'm like, well, I said, I've been in the company for, since 2008, and this company's been around for 35 years. And honestly, I wouldn't sell something that didn't work. I said, there are a lot of companies out there that have ones that have immediate results. Oh, that's
35
nice.
years. Got that Tupperware.
Nice.
There you go. Love it. Okay.
But yeah, basically the, so that I said, so if you want, we can do a one-on-one consultation. And I said, you can try the products and kind of see how they feel and see what they do for your skin in one treatment, and then go from there. And I have a few samples that I could take her to leave with her for a couple days to try. But so she's going to do that next week. And then now that I have a spa tonight, I don't know. I have a couple ladies to call back this evening, but the one is going to book the 23rd or the 30th. So she's probably for sure. So I just got to still have more to call. I can't get through them all. And then some just leave their email. And so you can't call them if they don't leave their number. So I'll have a few emails to send out. And I had a lady that wanted, actually looking through on the lead slip that I use now, it basically asks I'm interested in, free spa quality skincare cosmetics with a beauty control spa experience, work from home opportunity, wholesale discounts. I need help with skincare concerns, or update me monthly. So a few people actually had checked off the work from home opportunity and the wholesale discount. So I'm going to be following up with them as well, because this is a good month to be scooping up that extra products.
Yep. I love it.
So we'll see. I'm basically, Shyla, I'm starting over again, more or less. I've had no spas for a while, and, the odd thing here or there, but I'm more or less rebuilding.
Yay. Okay.
Well, I think once you get spas, you book spas from spas, and then all of a sudden if you have 4 spas one month, you should have at least 8 spas the next month, and then from there.
And I really like the concept of getting in front of 30 to 50 faces every month. And as you get into that routine, Alicia, you're right, it's easy to get in front of 50 faces a month. And so, but right now it's okay, how can you book some spas at your house, fill those dates, book spas, book spas at your house, and then book one-on-ones. And just like you're doing, Alicia, it's perfect. Tonight you're going to see someone, well, she's going to have a couple friends there. Great. It's like a mini spa. It's perfect, So why don't I give you the challenge to be in front of 30 to 50 faces this month. Of course, we know when we're in front of them, we go recruit, book, and sell. So it's those 3 levels again, right? Of course, right now our close is going to be focused on recruiting and booking, and the sales will happen naturally. And then to buff up your sales, because we know we got to do 1,500 or more, then that's where the reorders happen. And today, the days I'm working, it's always okay, who are the 3 or 4 connections to clients I can be in touch with? I have my sale products in front of me to remind me, okay, and I text, call, or email at least 3 to 5 people to amp up my sales. So, and then you're always having those warm leads of people, because those clients, if I really need, I can call them up and say, oh my goodness, I'm doing a promotion for my top 3 clients who will hold a spa. We haven't done one for a while. Let's look at an anti-aging. Everyone can look at their skin health. Can you invite 4 people? And we'll do an anti-aging spa or wine and wrinkles. So I love it. I love it. So if you guys can get in front of 50 faces this month, I will give you guys a $50 product. I know it's not massive, but a $50 product for getting in front of 50 faces. So you'll have to remind me on one of these calls at the beginning of next month, okay? And I want you to be marking how many people that you're in front of. And then remind me, okay, when you're in front of 50, you tell me, oh yeah, I got in front of 50, then I will have a $50 gift for you. So big picture, I just wanted to review. One thing we did yesterday on the director call was phenomenal. And that was how we can get people to celebration. So Nadine Dudra, we know her in Ontario. She's rocking and rolling. New director promoted up December 1st. So she has 9 people right now on the road to coming to celebration with her because she's doing a celebration money program. So when I was like you guys, a brand new director, I just paid everybody's way. I actually ended up having 30 people come with me to celebration, and I paid $7,000 because I paid everyone $2,000. It was an insane kind of mistake. I didn't realize, but I just thought I was having a baby, my first baby, and I thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this business and have a baby? Oh, I know. Get as many people as I can to celebration. And I had done that as a DIQ as well. I was in month 4. It was a 6-month program, and I thought I was going to Africa for my month 4. And that was August, and then we were moving. And I thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? I can't be in a celebration, but if I got 4 or 5 people to go to celebration, I'll make my numbers because they'll get excited, they'll order. And that's what I did. I had 5 people go to celebration without me when I was a DIQ. So one thing I wrote down today was how can you get people to celebration? So as a DIQ, you don't have a ton of money to give out. As a new director, I gave beyond my commissions to get people to celebration, but it was well worth it. We had 5 people promote to director right after that. Canada started to explode the year after I got 30 people to celebration. So what can you do? And one of the things that Nadine was just a simple invitation. So she just got an invitation made from Vistaprint or somewhere, and she just started handing them out to her team at her team meetings, sending them in her mail to all of her consultants, a physical invitation. I would love for you to come to celebration with me. And then at the bottom, she had, asked me about my celebration, vault program where you can earn money towards celebration. And then she's paying money for if they recruit 3, they get some money. So you could take Nadine's program and adjust it to way smaller. So half of what she's giving away, you could give away, or, whatever, just so that you're giving away, earn some money. Or you don't even have to give away money. You can just, like for me, that first year as a DIQ, I didn't give away money. I just went on the premise of inviting. So all the emails, all the phone calls, it was always like, oh, and I'd love for you to come to celebration with, not even with me. I'm looking for 4 or 5 people to go to celebration. I'm going to Africa, but I know this is such a great time with Beauty Control. I'd really love for you to go and check out your business. Get to Dallas. So it was just really a focus that I had. So here's why I say all that. How can you guys make celebration a focus? Because if you as a DIQ, and I know you've been a Lesha a lot of times, and I would just wonder if you could switch your mindset to go, okay, I don't want to go to celebration by myself. I want to go with 4 or 5 people, or I want to fill up 1 hotel room. I want to have 3 people. So I want to really work on 5 people and make your list. Even people that aren't consultants yet, I'd love for you to come to Dallas with me and just start talking and asking. Have a big piece of paper, out with you, just like you have your dream board or your, I want to have, how 30 to 50 faces in front of you. Who can you get to celebration with you? And then when there's a seat sale, say, okay, guys, we're all going to be looking for seat sales. And whoever gets one, we all have to text each other and book our seats right away, whatever. So how can you get people to celebration is my number 1. And do you guys have any comments on that? Like, can you see how that would explode your business?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's hard
you don't get the big picture till you go. And I think it's hard to convince people that it's worth the investment if they are truly considering it as a business.
Yeah.
That they have to go and experience, because honestly, I think my first conference was a leadership conference, and then celebration, I was kind of like, the first celebration I went to, the only reason I went is because I wanted to check out the Gaylord Hotel because it looked awesome. That's the only reason I went. And then when I went, I was like, holy cow, like it's just an energy booster, and you just learn so much, and there's just so many people to rub shoulders with there that you can learn a lot from. So I think it's just helping your team more or less to understand that it's worth, the $1,000 you end up spending for that weekend. Like, it's totally, I mean, and this year might, due to the dollar, it might be hard. Like,
well,
let's be honest.
I have a hotel booked, group rate. It's going to be $90 Canadian. So 4 people could be in there, or $90 US, $90 US. It's right across the hotel. So it's not the one we stayed at before beside, but right across. Breakfast is included. All the Canadians will be in there together. So it's really reasonable. I just bought my flight for $550, and that wasn't even a big sale. I just want to have the particular flights that I want to have. So I booked it early. And then it's just registration. So yes, the hotel room will be more like 130 Canadian, but still split between 2 people or 4 people. That's not bad. So the exchange rate doesn't even affect because of the hotel that we're getting. So
is that where everyone's staying this year?
Yeah.
Is that the one that Linda Pettit moved to last year?
I think so. The Fairfield Inn. And I stayed there years ago, and it was really good.
Not the dive that we stayed in last year.
Right. Yeah. The one we stayed in was like $50 a night. And my room was fine. It was good, but other people didn't get a good deal. So I was like, oh, darn, we'll have to go to a different one. But hopefully we'll have a good experience at this one. So what I'd like for you guys to do, and the people listening into the call, is just write down how many people you'd like to bring with you to Celebration. And you're right, Alicia. I went because Dr. Phil was speaking the first year I went, and I had air miles. So anyone who has air miles, anyone who wants to come see us, now Nicola's working on a big announcement for Celebration. So, or anyone who wants to go shopping, anybody who wants to just have girlfriend time, who wants to personally grow. Like, there's a whole bunch of reasons to go. And that year I was at DIQ and I had 4 people go. One of them, their daughters joined and became my first director. Go figure, right? So, and then I went from 5 to 30 the next year, but it was because it was a focus. So just like this 30 to 50 faces is a focus, you just need to have it as a focus. So you need to have it on a piece of paper with blank, numbers. If you want to have 10 people, it has to be 10 lines of blank, who am I going to have? Write down names. And you have to start sharing. I'm bringing 5 people with me, or I'm bringing 10 people with me. Would you like to come? You got to put it out there right now. You got to start, inviting all different ways. So how many people would you guys be thrilled with to come with you to Celebration?
5.
5. Okay.
I'd love to have 5, but realistically, the people on my team right now, maybe 2.
Okay.
Those people.
That's kind of, I have a lot of smart shoppers. So I have a few that want to do it as a business. 5 would be pushing it, but I reach for the stars, right?
Yeah, go for it, because you can still meet people. Just like I want to promote 10 directors. I really only have about 8 good potentials, which you 2 are one of those 8. But I know that I still have time. There's new people coming in, so I'm still going for 10. It is shooting for the stars. It's a big goal. But I'm writing it down and focused on it. Each week I'm looking at, okay, how can I help new directors, right? So, or potential directors. So, okay, I love it. The second thing, and then quickly, is just I want to make sure you guys are doing your 1,503 and that that is your job description. You guys are on that. So your 1,503, even as a VIP, you get a $100 bonus extra every time you do your 1,503. Then as big picture for, sometimes it helps big picture for some personalities, not other personalities, but I want you to know, big picture, we're going for 50 people on your team when you promote a director as a director. And then you kind of think of yourself as a junior director once you promote with 50, and then you move to 100. We just have a few new directors who promoted a few months ago who are now like, okay, I'm almost at my 100. I'm almost at my 100. They're working to, and then big picture goal, once you hit 150 people on your team, that's when you're always making your volumes as a director. They're coming in. So you kind of work towards those marks, 50 people, 100 people, 150. And of course, some of the directors are working towards those numbers with their own personal recruits, so that you personally can make your volumes with your frontline, your personal recruits, right? And you get paid 20% on your first lines, your frontline people, the people that you've personally recruited, when you do 3 recruits and 1,500 in sales as a director. And then big picture, when you have 100, 150 on your team and you do 15,000 in unit sales, your paycheck is always going to be 2,000 or more commissions. So you have your commit, and then you're still selling your 1,500 or more. So then you're bringing in 1,000, 2,000 in personal sales. And my goal for all directors is to have them selling $1,000 or more in reorders each month. So that selling 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 is not a big deal. And as a DIQ, like you guys, I was doing 8 spas a month, and I was always ordering $5,000 every single month myself. Because if you do 8 spas, 5,000 divided by 8 is an average of 625. So between 4,000 and 5,000, my orders were always every month, because doing 8 spas, selling, so to get to that rhythm, so keep work this month to get in front of 30 to 50 people, to have that big picture goal of having 8 spas each month. Because when you do that, of course, you have to book 10 to 12, hold your 8, you're going to be selling 4,000 to 5,000 and recruiting, 5 people every month. So the rhythm does come. And it will happen as long as you get in front of those people. So it starts just like you are. So I'm excited. I would love for you to get in front of 50 people. I would love this month for you to start casting that vision. I'm looking for 5 people to come with me to Celebration. And, even tell your people, we're looking to become a director team by Celebration. Come celebrate us as a director team by Celebration. Or you're looking to become a director team by October and have a big party, or whatever it is, right? As soon as you put it out there, you write it down and you start telling people, it becomes a focus and things start to happen. So I know you're determined, Shyla. Alicia, way to go on your booking and positive mindset and working towards it here in your spa tonight. So I'm excited. There's lots of good things happening. So I think we're going to sign out. Is there anything else you guys want to celebrate or ask or share?
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
You guys are good. I know. All right, perfect. Okay, we will talk to you next week or before. And go for it with the Celebration and the faces. You can recruiting. Okay, take care, guys.
See ya.